get ready to grind it out here and head up to Buffalo. But I don't thought we played, competitively. We just got to, do a few things better, and that would help us a lot. So, go back to work.
Bill, what have you seen from Josh Gordon in terms of his work ethic and toughness since he's come back to the team? It looked like he got hit hard, went to the sideline a couple times during this game, but came back with some spectacular catches. What have you seen from him so far?
Yeah, Josh worked really hard since he's come back. Shown a lot of toughness. You're right. He's taking some hits over the middle. He's a big, strong kid, but he's resilient, and he showed a lot of mental toughness. Hung onto the wall and took a couple tough hits. So, yeah, it's been good.
Coach, in today's high-scoring NFL, are even you impressed by how well your defense is playing, and how are they getting it done?
I think we've played good team defense at times. There's still things we need to work on and be a little more consistent at. Things we could definitely coach better. But our players have prepared well. Communication's been good. We've tackled well, which is key against a team like the Jets with a great back like Bell and some elusive receivers like Barrios and Crowder. So those guys are hard to tackle. So tackling's been good. That's been a plus.
Bill, you had some receivers coming in and out of the game, Edelman and Gordon. How pleased are you in general with the receiver depth that you have?
Yeah, we did some good things. There's certainly a lot of things we can do better, some route techniques and adjustments and so forth. But we're got a couple of young guys at that position, a couple of new guys there. Josh has only been here a few weeks, so we'll just keep grinding.
Bill, why did you decide to cut Antonio Brown on Friday?
Yeah, we'll just focus on today's game.
Bill, can you talk about the play Matthew Slater made, special teams plays? I know they come up big. I know you think highly of them. And
yeah, it's a really tough play because you have to respect the returner. You don't want to run past him and let him catch the ball and return it. And so Matt did a great job of recognizing that the ball was going to go over Braxton's head, and then was able to find it and make the play and keep it in balance. It's tough to catch those as punts. It's even harder to run from the line of scrimmage and turn around and handle them or keep it out of the end zone. But Matt's probably the best in the game at that. He's had a lot of great plays. Works very hard at it at practice, and great to see that practice work pay off. But he gave us a lot of leadership out there today. We were missing a few guys on special teams, and Matt stepped up like he always does.
Bill, can you talk about the job you guys did on Le'Veon Bell today?
Just good team defense. Nobody can stop him. You can't put one or two guys on him. You got to do a good job of defeating blockers, staying in our gaps, and then tackling. And he's a great back. He's got tremendous balance, power, vision. It takes everybody working together on that, and our players really did a good job of being disciplined and tackling.
Bill, what do you say to Jared and Gunnar, two young players who made two costly mistakes, but they're still learning? You want to make sure they're growing, but obviously they know what they did.
We'll look at the film. There'll be a lot of things we can do better there. Coaching, playing, there's room for improvement from everybody. So hopefully we'll all get back to work this week and try to take another step forward.
Just any update on Julian Edelman and the injury he suffered today?
No.
With his White out today as well, and Julian struggling, was this a good opportunity to get some of the other guys just some reps and some work in the passing game today?
Yeah, we played a lot of people. Again, some good things. There's certainly a lot of things we can work on and improve in, so we'll try to do that.
Backing off that question, just talk about Rex Burkhead stepping in, obviously with no James out there.
Yeah, Rex is one of our most dependable players. He can play on all three downs for second and third down, and then he also can play on all the kicking plays on fourth down. So he's got tremendous versatility, mental toughness, a great skill set. He's always ready to go, very dependable player. Very fortunate to have him on our team. He does a great job for us.
Bill, it seems like we're asking about Jamie Collins about every day at this point, but are you impressed with the amount of plays that he's been able to make in the last 3 games?
Oh, James is a good football player. we have a lot of good players on defense, but Jamie's Jamie's been a very productive player for us, and he's very smart, very instinctive. Sees things extremely well. Can take the practice and preparation reps in the film room to the field, and do the right thing and do it very quickly and decisively out there. So I'm glad we have him. He's done a great job for us. Okay, thank you.
How you doing?
Raise your hand, guys. We'll pass a mic to you.
What's up?
Is that the fairest example of you guys need to finish 60 minutes of football and talk about last week for like why you're still in game 43-0, but
Yeah.
pretty good example of why you need to do that.
Yeah, you just gotta, we all gotta go in there and play it out, and it's NFL, so anything happens, and glad we won, and defense played great again. Keep saying that, which we're very happy about, and it's great to see him play that way, and yeah, good win.
Tom, 3rd and 22 in the
third quarter there. You throw that ball up. I got to imagine you got to have a lot of trust in your receiver there. When Josh goes up and gets that, what's that do for the whole offense?
Yeah, it was a huge play. We got is that when we got the turnover? Or no, that was after that. We had good field position, and Josh made a huge play. Made a bunch all day. He went wire to wire like he's going to be pretty tired tomorrow. So proud of him and what he accomplished today. And that was a huge play in the game. All the guys played tough, played hard. So it was just a good win.
You had some attrition at wide out today. Julian went down, and everybody's moving up. Obviously, Antonio Brown not a part of the team now, but is this where it starts to get harder? You got guys on the offensive line down. James wasn't here. James Devlin's out. It's not like everything is easy just because of a 30-14 win or a 43-0 win.
Definitely not. I mean, it gets hard, and this is part of the football season. Attrition plays a part. It's a physical, violent sport, and guys take big hits, and they get injured, and you just do the best you can to kind of rehab those and get back as quickly as possible. But a lot of guys are dealing with stuff. It's just the nature of the sport, and it's a tough sport. Oh yeah, for sure. This is part of the challenge, and a lot of things you can't plan for, and you just gotta do the best you can do, and a lot of moving parts, a lot of guys playing a lot of positions they've never really been in, but no one feels like, that's the NFL. So there's nobody feeling sorry for anybody out there. There's no teams that are, man, poor Patriots. No one feels sorry for us. We don't feel sorry for them. That's just, we got to go out there and try to win a game. Certainly, 3-0 is a good feeling, but you don't really get anything for 3 wins. We got to do a lot more than this.
Tom, you went through the Jets' defense pretty easily on the first 3 possessions, but you finished with 7 punts. What changed?
Just a lot of things. So I got to see the film. Yeah, wasn't obviously not good enough to score points. So I wish we could score points on every possession. We just didn't get the job done.
You always say next man up in football, but when you lose a Julian Edelman, just given all the time you've spent together, can you put into words how that affects the offense?
Yeah, I mean, you have good players out there, it helps. So your best players playing is a good thing. So when you're missing your best players, it gets more challenging, and it's just your margin of error goes down. So, but every team deals with it. I mean, they certainly weren't healthy today. They've been missing a lot of guys too. So it's just part of it, and we're going to deal with it all year. The guys who are going to in there, they have to go and do a really good job. And then when we're all healthy, it feels good. When we still got to go execute, and when we're not, we still got to go execute. And that's what we're going to try to do. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Raise your hand and we'll pass a mic to you. If you haven't recorded. Any questions, guys? Yep. Right there. Steve Bird is back.
Another game, another interception. It's becoming a habit for you?
I'll take
Enjoy
it. You know, just trying to be in the right place. You know, I think we do a lot of talking, especially in the back end, about where we want to be in certain situations, the formation. So it's a big trust thing. So I'm trying to be where the corners expect me to be at all times, and it just happened to work out that the ball's found me for 3 games in a row. So we just got to continue to let the ball find somebody on defense, and we continue to do that. We'll have a good defense.
I know fantasy football teams won't count it, but does the defense count this as a shutout in terms of how well you played today?
Nah, I mean, they got 14 points on the board. But I think the thing we talk about as a defense is consistency. Every time we take the field, playing to a certain level, whether we give up a play or not, but just continue to get back to that. And I think you saw that, you know, towards the end, Slate downs a punt on the 1-yard line, and all we're talking about is getting off the field, get a turnover, or let's go 3 and out. And we just want to create that mentality every time we take the field to play a certain standard of football.
Been covering you for a long time. There's been stories with Mom wearing a split jersey for you and your brother on different teams. You guys were together on the game day program. When you got into the locker room, did you know you were going to be on it, or is that sort of one of the pinnacles for you guys?
I saw on Twitter, and then my aunt called my mom and said, make sure we grab her a game day magazine. So I'll probably be bugging Stacy and them to get a bunch of them because I know my family will want them. I got 3 in my bag.
Can you talk about Josh Gordon? How good is Josh Gordon?
Oh, I mean, he's an incredible receiver. I saw it firsthand back in 2013 when we played him, and he took a slant 80 yards for a touchdown when he was in Cleveland. And honestly, it's just been great to see him work, you know, coming back here and just getting straight to work, getting to know him better. He's a part of the family, so it's been awesome just to see him go out there and make plays for us.
Follow that up. Not only that, he's taken some hits, hitting the sidelines, his back, his finger, he goes in the tent. He's riding the bike, and he's back out making plays. What does that say? I mean, we knew about the athleticism. We're seeing another side to the guy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know he's tough. Those practices we had in the cold last year, and he'd be out there making plays, running through the middle, catching the ball. So I don't think anyone on our team's ever questioned his toughness. And, I mean, you look at him, you get it right from his appearance, how tough he is and his size. So I just think it's cool to see him out there making plays and just helping us win football games.
Devin, it's only game 3, obviously, to this team, and you've been around a while. You know you got plenty of work to do, and it's a long season. However, at this point in time, the defense seems very much in sync, all 3 levels, line, linebackers, and the defensive backfield. Can you talk about how in sync you guys are right now, early in the season? Yeah,
it's been practice, man. It's been practice hasn't been perfect, but I think it's been everyone's dedication to make Sunday our best performance. You know, we go over things, we rep things in practice. Some of it doesn't work the way we want. When that happens, we're on the sideline, we're talking about it, we're saying, hey, you do this, I'll be here. And I think that communication, and I think guys just drive and dedication to make it right. We don't leave out of here any day during the week and not feel comfortable. Then we even come in Saturday, and there's some things we don't like Friday, and we're walking through things, we're going over things in case it comes up. And I think that is what's allowed us to play well. It hasn't been, we got this guy and that guy and a bunch of other nonsense. It's been everybody's dedication each day in practice to try to make our defense as good as possible. And then all we talk about each day is improving. And like you said, I've been here a long time. If you don't improve throughout September, October, it won't matter because no team is going to be the same, you know, later in the season. Every team's going to get better. So I think we're on that same chase to see how good we can get.
Devin, I don't know if it's overstating it to say that Jamie Collins is the Josh Gordon of the defense right now. He seems to be making play after play right to the very end of the game today. How much fun is it watching him out there, and how much do you guys benefit just from his individual playmaking ability?
I always say that, man. When you become one of the older guys, to see young guys come in and develop. You know, Jamie came in, didn't play a ton on defense when he was early in his rookie year. Then in the playoffs, he came in and played big, and ever since that, he's been just showing up, making plays. He leaves for a couple years, comes back. It's the same Jamie. You know, we didn't lose sync with him. I think as players, it's been great to have him back. And then I think his ability, you know, but he's another guy. He works his butt off in practice. He practices hard. He communicates well. He does all of those little things, and you match that together with his athletic ability, and that's what you see out there on Sunday, him playing fast, making plays. But, I mean, I'm telling you, everything comes down to each guy doing their job. And as good as Jamie is, when each guy does their job, the play is going to go to somebody, whether it's Jamie, High, Mike B, you know, Danny, all those guys up front are just playing so well, and we got good depth, so we just got to keep playing to that.
Devin, you have some teammates in the locker room who alluded to the fact that you guys defensively are still trying to figure out exactly what it is you do well. And I want to ask you, how do you go about seeking out those improvements when the results have been what they've been? You guys have given up 3 points in 3 games.
Oh, you ever send a Bill Belichick meeting, don't worry, he'll find it. So we'll come in here tomorrow, and he'll have it broken down, whether it's run technique, whether it's pass rush games up front, leveraging coverage, you know, depth on the safeties, on the half field, in the middle. Like, all of those fundamentals he'll have down. When that film goes up on that board, you'll see the corrections at the top for each number, each guy out there. So you'll never have to worry about finding the corrections that are out there. He finds them, and he knows football as well as anybody. So we take that to heart when we come in here. And I think one thing is we just got to continue to get good at everything. You guys have seen it through the years. Defensively, we'll always try to be in different things and have multiple. So we got to just continue to improve in all of those phases.
Final question, Bob Sean.
Dev, do you guys talk about, you know, you've won 6 championships. You guys ever talk about being one of the best defenses ever?
Nah, you know, I think we don't care about that. Right now, we just care about winning football games and playing well and improving. And I think we'll continue to do that. And wherever that puts us at the end of the day, we'll take it. But I think for us, we're just playing for each other and having fun.
Thank you, Devin.
Appreciate it.
Josh, now 3 games into the season, how close are you to feeling just comfortable with everything, and how much more can you still do, or how much better can you still get based on your ability and your comfort level?
I think it's way too early for me to be feeling any type of comfortability. Like from a standpoint of being content, I think I'm very ambitious. I think this team is. Expectations are high. I want to continue to try to climb that ladder and reach those personal and team goals together. And it's just way too soon. I think there's a lot left that, out there we left on the table, this afternoon that I think we wish we could have had back. So moving forward, I think we just need to capitalize and continue to stay focused in those critical moments of the game.
2 catches in this game. One was 28 yards down the side, and there was one in the middle where the ball got tipped, and you kind of recovered it.
Yeah.
How do you practice that concentration to make sure that you're still able to get your feet in, and also when the ball's flying through the air, you're able to grab it through the air?
Well, I think probably just the pace that we have at this game, at this level, is just fast, things fly in front of your face all the time. At practice, our coaches practice drills with us where they're swatting, in front of the ball, and we got to make last-minute catches. But more importantly, I think the mindset going into every game as a wide receiver is to attack the ball, ferociously, and you can't come down with all of them. But the ones that you got a good chance at grabbing, you better try to grab it as best you can.
Josh, can you take us through what you were going through health-wise today, and how much did it just hurt to play football, after all you were going through?
It's some weeks are more painful than others. Obviously, it's not always that bad, but it's part of the game. I don't think anybody likes to get banged up or have to come out the game, but it's just the reality of it. I think the more important part is just like how many times can you get knocked down and come back? I think that's my mindset, that's my attitude. No matter if it doesn't take me out all the way where I can't physically do it, I'm gonna be back out there within a couple plays. If medically I'm approved to do so, I'm gonna go back out no matter what it is that's hurt me.
Josh, Tom Brady's always appreciated those receivers that go up and, like you said earlier, battle for the ball and attack the ball. You talk about bring us through that one play down the left sideline, making sure that you came down with both feet inbounds, and what it meant for Tom on 3rd and 22 to throw the ball up there for you to go and get it.
Yeah, I think I'm just really glad he still had faith in me throughout the course of the game to keep dinging in my way. So I think with each opportunity, at some point in time, that it's gonna hit. And I'm glad he saw me on the backside there in a converted type of a route versus their cover 2 look. So I just had enough space to make a play on the ball at that point in time and try to stay in. And I really just wanted to make a play and move the sticks and keep us out there a little bit longer and try to win the game.
Josh, before you got here, the resume was big games, 230 yards, touchdowns, crosses, 86 yards. I think Devin had said something. But upon watching you now over the last couple of years, especially, we're seeing the day-to-day, game-to-game, the fighting through injuries. You had a couple opportunities where you could have come out of the game and no one would have said anything. You're up 23-0, and you go to the tent and you come back. Can you talk about the importance of mental toughness, physical toughness, and being part of this team?
Yeah, I think that it translates from off the field as well as on the field. I think my life, the battle of perseverance, is something that can show through my play and my mindset and how I attack the game. I think I've always been that way. Just always having the mindset to not leave anything undone, not give it my best if I could do so. So physically, I think I always just kind of been a fighter in some type of way. Was going to have to fight back, was going to be the underdog. And that's my mindset when I step out there on the field and play each week.